Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 68 Squareback. It's been on the channel, I guess maybe last month, a couple months ago. I don't know. Anyway, it is back. Few things. If you've watched this channel, you know this engine. The engine that's in it's an 1835. I'm pretty sure. But it originally came out of this owner's other Squareback that he had that we got running, or I got running. Basically, had a drop valve, fixed valve, so on and so forth. Anyway. Put it into his original car that it came out of. He drove it a bit, but not enough to really dial out the engine. Basically parked it, sold the car, so on and so forth. So he has the engine. The engine now lives in this car. We did that in the last episode, ran, drove, and fine. Right now, it is in the tuning stages, I would call it, because it ran good. He feels very comfortable with it. He loves the way the car is actually performing now. It's always had the 1600 on it. Used to be fuel injected, then went dual carbs. Now it has this, and he's very happy with the setup. Problem being, now it's idling funky. First day he had it, started idling weird when he got home. I don't know, it's like a 45-minute drive, something like that. I didn't experience any of it, but then again, I never get on the highways. So he said he got off the highway, car started running weird. Then progressively started getting worse. So, a few things I want to look at with it. One, see if maybe the carbs came out of sync or out of adjustment. You know, fuel screw might have backed out. I don't know. Double check the fuel screws and, you know, sync and all that stuff. Also, the electronics. Because he's right before he dropped it off, he told me that him and his wife were going out like up the road and just wasn't happy. It sounds like a electrical issue, like a ignition or something breaking down, and it does have an electronic ignition in it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I replaced it or if it's just the one that was originally in the car. But anyway, it sounds like a heat issue. Carbs could play a factor in it, because he said if you hold the gas down or, you know, play with the gas pedal, it'll run. So, all right. Let me set you up in the back, and we'll tear into this thing. Hopefully, it's a quick, easy, stupid fix. This is it's a comp repair. It's under my normal warranty plan for the most part. So everything I'm doing on this is out of my good, basically what I stand by my work. This car will be right when it leaves, and will be enjoyable. And I'll make them pay on the next repair. I just burped. I don't know if that came through the mic. It was good. Join me in the back. Is on the lift, slightly up. Boink. Get mildly crappy lighting in here. Perfect. I know you can't see anything. It's a Type 3. Well, also it's a Volkswagen. Funny enough, Beetles are really one of the easier ones to film. All right. Step 1, everything is still here. Step 2, where are pliers? I'm going to pull the air filtres off. Just so I can get a better understanding. Pull this out of here of what's going on under the hood. Put that engine cover somewhere completely inconvenient. Get out of there. Come here. There we go. All right. Let's see. Like I said, I drove the car off the truck, so I mean I know it runs. Owner says it runs. I'm looking for obvious That linkage is pretty stiff. Some obvious, signs that this car is a little wackadoodled. Yeah, that linkage is stiff. I'm wondering if it's binding. Also, if you go back to the original videos, this engine looked like it was on fire, especially on this side of the engine. So, I mean, the linkage is original. We have new carbs on it. The carbs on it are brand new. That would be new. Well, new to when we originally built the engine. They're still new. But like I said, this car was never like dialed in or tuned in or anything like that. All right, let's see what this thing fires up like. Can confirm she's running low. I got about 2.5. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I don't know if the linkage moved or something, but they're still synced. They're just low. That I don't like. It's me. We know it can't be that easy. That somehow I lost. I'm synced out to right above 5, 5.5, somewhere right around there on my gauge. Don't take my numbers as like, anything, because your gauge might read differently. It might have. Anywho, it was reading about 3 across all, so it was still sinking. I had a mosquito bite me right on my finger. That's nice. I wasn't flipping you off. How did it lose idle? I wonder if the cable stretched. No, I wouldn't have, because I'm like 32% sure I did not sync the engine with a linkage bar on. that rubbing something, or is that from the old engine cover? It's from the old engine cover. The linkage rubs the bottom of that cover, which is fine. It's not like putting pressure on it. If anything, if it was putting pressure on it, it'd be giving it more RPMs, not less. Let me fix this linkage. I'll show you what I'm talking about on this side. See if I can. Get this in a position I can show you. What's going on? This rod. I don't know if you can tell. Hold on. I have technology. I can turn a screen. This rod, how it's all twisted, it's on max, so it doesn't have any float. So I don't know if something's going on with that. Like this one, I'm trying to get it. It's a little tight, but I can move it left and right. There's still left and right in it. This one's maxed out, so let me try to straighten that guy. Curious if that's binding or if maybe it was bound. Or, I mean, losing... The thing with me is... sorry, I had to put you on tripod. The thing with me is it didn't lose sync. It was just idling low. And I don't know how it would decide to just idle low. Because everything's set off and the throttle stops. The screws. So if anything, this thing should just idle higher. Because I didn't sync this in. Did I? I might have effed. I might have to go look at my footage. Because I don't know if I rebalanced. I mean, I know I rebalanced them. But I don't think I ever took them off. I think I screwed up. I might have had something bound on this. I mean, I have range of motion out of this. It's just so stiff. He really needs new, you can tell, like I said, you can tell by how rusty this thing is. There was fire. Well, some damage. I'm just calling it fire damage. I'm pretty sure it's fire damage. Just in my 32 days of ever working on Volkswagens. That was induced by something other than water egress. Every one of these damn cars are different. I have somewhere that bottom jam nut's a 10. I have somewhere it's this is 3/8. The upper's metric. Alright, so let me see if I can just loosen one to gain 2. All I'm doing is trying to match the angles. I'll go back obviously and readjust this or double check the sync, but it shouldn't have affected. I'm just, like I said, reclocking everything. Like inside those things, they're either Teflon or like Delrin. They're not supposed to be lubed because lube, adds dirt or, it's a magnet. But here's the thing, these are bad already. When I say bad, they're just tired, they're worn, they're bad. They need something. To help free them up. That's better. And yeah, now I can sort of move them with my hands. Like I said, I shouldn't have I shouldn't have affected sync. All right, so low idle, check. I mean, it's now not low. I will say he put miles on the. I will say he put miles on the car, which is great. And the oil's still pretty full. So one of the reasons he did the swap is the old engine it leaked profusely. This engine doesn't. I mean, it leaks. It's a Volkswagen, but it's not profuse. So monitor, obviously monitor leaks. See where the big ones is. Push rod tubes need to be changed. They're not the greatest. We didn't replace them. We did a basically down dirty valve, put a valve in here. Same head that was damaged, but it seems to be happy. It's working. Oh yeah. Let me check out the electronics of this thing. So like I said, he said, he was driving it, blah, blah, blah. And the more he drives it, or the hotter the engine gets, the crappier it runs. So, I'm trying to check, boxes, if you will, with doing this. What do I got in here? Is it mine? I mean, it's my unit. Well, the style I run. It's a little loose. The tone ring, the Hall of Fact sensor, whatever you want to call it, the mag pickup, mag wheel. Oh, it's not my unit. I did not put this in. Same style I run. Just stay. Same style I run. Let me get you off your legs again. The MP, 3972 or 9347, whatever MPs I run. 9432s. Same style. We're going to replace it. We're going to put one I run in. But I can immediately tell you I never replaced this due to the fact that you probably won't see in there. There's a Phillips head screw. This is just awkward. Everything's in the way. I'm doing this like I have to really prove it. But there's a Phillips head screw in there. My kits do not run Phillips. They run flatheads, or not flat. They don't run flatheads either. They run Allens. What I like about these kits is you get absolutely everything in here. Sensor, wheel, even the little Allen wrench to put these in. Personally, if you guys are afraid of electronic ignitions because they'll leave you stranded and points are so much more reliable, buy 2 of them, throw one of them in your dash. If you do lose spark, you can swap them out easy. They're cheap insurance to have a second one. I do not run Pertronic. Anyway, so okay. So that's not mine. Turned off my flashlight. Awesome. Ah, crap. I'm blinding myself. All right, what else do we got? Back on your legs. All right, so electronics are not mine. I will put that zip tie back because I need it there. I just don't need it there right now. And I won't put this one back. I'll use a brand new one. There we go. That's much better. Just go up there. All right. Yeah, I definitely didn't put this in. It's in that, yeah. Huh. This goes to my fire damage theory. Car ran pretty all right. Off your legs again. This wiring loom, it's melted. I know for a fact I didn't put it in a wiring loom. I never do that. All right, like I said, I'm ready to replace that with an electronic. I think it might be having combination, or I think it was a combination, or it could be a combination of that thing's breaking down. I'm not saying the wires are compromised, but I'm thinking the electronic might be breaking down, and the carb sync. So let me get this. Let me swap out a brand new one. Distributor's working fine, so I'm not even concerned about like the Dizzy being bad. If that's the case, I do have a new one. But yeah, let me swap all this stuff over and see if those two repairs fixes this. I don't want to say I'm throwing parts at it, but for this lesson, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to throw parts at it. Because it's simple. Those are really the only things that it can be. All right. Let me swap out an ignition. Take the old one out, put the old one in. Or take the old one out, put the new one in. Make sure you do that in that order. I might have to lengthen wires. Typically, these wires may or may not, just FYI, they may or may not be long enough. You can do it two ways. You can do solder, cut the ends, solder them, or just do a male to female butt connector and tape them, tape the connections. I've been leaning towards going that way more with my customers, just on the fact that if their ignition does crap out, they can still roadside change it versus now you're too short. Yeah, because I did have to help out one of my friends a while ago. This is a few years ago. Moved his coil like I typically do. Moved it to the top, lengthened his wires, and soldered them lengthened. Of course, new parts never go bad. Part went bad. Went out to him. Yes, he had a brand new ignition. He didn't have a soldering iron, and well, fudgery happened. Limbs back to my shop. I fixed it correctly, and that's when I started doing butt connectors on everything, just for that ease of I don't have to mess with it again. It is getting warm. I got to turn on a fan. Let me change out ignition. I'll be right back. I don't know. Well, you can tell, but the actual glue that's inside the shrink wrap, the weatherproofing stuff, that's oozing out. But I'm not going to try to open it. I don't feel a connector in here. So I'm hoping there's a solder joint somewhere in this. Again, doesn't matter. It's just for my own mental brainery. But yeah, mine wires might be long enough to not have to extend. It's just like I said, it just depends on, I guess, whatever little kid was producing the thing that day. Wire length. It is 9:30 at night. Yes, I'm getting a late start. And my phone has not stopped all day today. Kind of why I'm getting a late start. But let me proceed to do what I said I was going to do and rip out that ignition. Typically, if you're running your car, at least where I start, if you're driving your car around and it's working quite okay, and then you all of a sudden say develop a misfire, especially after some miles, and you're why are people annoying me this late? You develop a misfire, especially after high temperature, so far driving, long driving, and then say you jump in your car and you go somewhere and it's completely fine again. Most likely, if you're running, it's electrical. Is typically what that is. So it's either your coil, if you're running points, or it's your little confuser box, your little on-off. All this is basically the magnet goes over, sends a signal, tells it, hey, fire the coil. Magnet goes off of it, tells it, charge the coil, so on and so forth. That's all it is. It's just basically, it's a dummy on-off switch. But like I said, when these things get hot, they sometimes don't work. electrics and all. This is why I moved the coils out of the bowels of the engine. But yeah, randomly losing spark or developing misfire. Typically, if you have an electronic ignition, these are pretty reliable to me. Anyway, we'll just state that. I have had to replace them, but that I haven't had to replace them as much as the ones that run the donuts on the shaft. FYI, if you run these and have an aftermarket distributor, you may have a problem because sometimes the tone ring does not go down all the way, especially if you have the cheapest aftermarket distributor you can find. I've ran into that scenario myself. So, this is, again, why I buy the parts I buy. Mainly because I warranty everything, number one. And number two, I stand by my work. So, with those two factors, I have to be confident in, well, hopefully not seeing you guys again. Just check that. That's a better fit too. That other ring was slightly loose. Again, it's exactly the same. I guess that kit and yeah, the right here was it. I don't know if you can tell. Difference between epoxies. That's slightly, I'm not going to say burnt, but warm looking. And that's, you know, brand new white. Completely got distracted. I had to mute my phone. Well, not mute it. I had to shush it. So I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, let me continue putting this thing in and, you know, struggling like normal. They're simple. Just remove. Stop. I sounded helpless. Dude, why? Why? Why are... Stop! Stay! Oh, you're not going to stay. I like my dog. Anyway, let me finish putting this thing in. Yeah, like I said, this kit's all inclusive. Just basically buy it, throw it in, and buy a spare. Again, not because I find these unreliable. It's because if they do, crap out, you have another one to throw in. Like I said, these have been very, very reliable, and that's why I use them. Put the tone ring on. Make sure that's engaged good. Because you don't want it divorced. I mean, I don't know. It's 2026. Seems like it's a trend. That was a bad joke. That's on. Wires. Do we have to lengthen them, or are they actually good? Wire length, actually, it seems like I can get away with. If I figure out how to route them around things, up, down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. Nope. Gotta go under. Again, if I can get away from, just put that cap on. Cap looks good. If I can get away from lengthening them without putting stress on the wire, basically, I'm going to still try to adjust the timing. But if that fuel line looks like it moved, it's a little closer than I remember. I don't care. It can move back. Black terminal. Boop. And red terminal. Yeah, that other ignition was really short. Electrical tape is just for, again, sealing this off. Spade terminal into said female terminal. All the tape is for is to Make sure that this doesn't short out, just in case you have to get in there. It is a weather tight connector. You know, has the sheath over it. But the thing is, if it rolls back, or if, you know, it dissolves, falls off, something rubs it wrong, you know, I don't want it to short out. Because if it shorts out, well, guess what? It's a bad day. Does not have to be my greatest tape job. It's not going to one of them fancy car shows like the Concours d'Elegance or the SEMA show, or, you know, whatever. Cars isn't going to get judged for points, I guess is what I'm getting at. But it has to look okay. Functional is best. And again, just some heat shrink over the top. Just click that on. All right, now I have plenty of range of motion in the two wires, just in case I gotta spin the distributor. All right, let me grab my timing light. We'll set it up, double check the timing, and then hopefully this thing is gonna be solid for a test drive tomorrow morning. All right, guys, not that it matters to you, but I was doing a little bit of off scenes progress. Noticed when I was hooking up the coil, the top of this engine tin under the carb is oily. And oil here, let me show you real quick. And oil on top of the tin down here. I don't know how well you can see, but all down there. The only way you get oil there is the oil cooler. Either that or something by fluke, the valve cover is, you know, pissing up. I don't remember if that was like that or not. And I doubt it was, because when I crawled under, I jacked the car up and crawled under. There was oil dripping off of hardware. I don't want to go chasing a ghost if a ghost doesn't exist currently, I guess is what I'm getting at. Because I did shove my borescope down there and I didn't see like the oil cooler being wet from what I can see. So if it's not leaking, I don't want to open it up, obviously. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's... The seal's good on top. The only thing that would be leaking would be like the front edge. I guess where you know, caps over and all the things join. I mean, it's tight. Like, it's not, the shroud's not moving. It's not like jumping around. I can see foam. But yeah, that would suck. I mean, it wouldn't suck for me. It's not my fault. It wasn't leaking to begin with. It's leaking now, maybe. But that's the only place oil could come. And it's more of a monitor it leak kind of thing. Focus. All right, carbs. Not carbs. Carbs dialed. Ignition is in. Rotor's in. Stuff's lengthened. Let me connect my timing light. That's the other thing I wanted to do, and I completely forgot to do it. connect the timing light, that is. Ugh. So I just want to see, make sure it didn't like move or go anywhere dumb. It shouldn't have. Like I said, again, electronic ignition. It should always be same, never different. But if that was going out, maybe I was getting an erroneous reading. I doubt it. But who knows? You know, cars, head scratchers. Power can go there. Yoink. And negative can go there. Cool. All right, let's fire this thing up. You got stage fright now. We fixed you. There we go. Charging right around 950. Idling right around 1060. It sounds happy. Nothing's weird. The distributor is locked down. All right, battery's gonna die, but I think it's the valve cover. I think it's slinging out. Like I said, battery's gonna die. Join me for next scene. I gotta let this thing cool down now. All right, guys. Morning, I'm going to reseal that valve cover because I'm thinking that's what the culprit is. Ugh, come on. Put that cover back on. Put that cover back on. But I think a lot of it was, well, now I don't know how unsynced the carbs were, if this was causing the idle issue, basically running as a hit and miss. Raise the idle and that fixed that, but if this was throwing an erroneous signal, we might not did anything. The sink's back to where it should be. I might lower it just a little bit. I'll take it out, get it hot, obviously. You'll come around for a test drive. But I'm not 100% convinced it was just raise the idle issue. It shouldn't have came out. Like I said, any thinking I can think of thinking would not cause the idle to drop. If anything, it would just get higher. So there's that. But with that said, I think it's a valve cover leaking. The cooler looked good. Nothing's leaking in that area again. I did have it up. So, well, yeah, I think you were around for it being up. I don't know. I'm racing time, and it's midnight. Brain fog process. But yeah, in the morning, I'll swap out that valve cover gasket, give it time to dry, and next scene, hopefully we're in the car driving. But yeah, everything is shipping up. Actually, I got to try to retrieve my wrench that I dropped in this damn thing. Not the smartest idea of me revving an engine, knowing a wrench is down there. But also, I never claimed to be a smart man. Not gonna lie, I was 110% panicking. I could not find a damn thing. So much so that I brought out my borescope and scanned everything. It jumped back. It had to hit the fan and jumped back into the freaking bellow. That is the wrench I lost because the other wrench is sitting there. Not gonna lie, was having a little bit of a panic attack, not knowing where that damn thing went. Because it would be rarer than a hole-in-one to be able to drop that wrench into the fan and it to get sucked into the engine without making any noise. Because I'm sure I don't know if you were at the angle, you might have saw the wrench go in. It just went in, and I'm sure it hit the pulley and shot backwards. That was not that right there would not be a phone call I need to make. Oh yeah, car ran good. Keyword emphasis on ran due to the fact I dropped a wrench in your car, and well, it explodicated all over the shop. Hot start. I can live with it. All right, yeah, dial back timing some. Readjusted the carbs, obviously. I think I put them back to where they were. Yeah, valve cover gasket in the morning once this thing cools down, and take her out for a rip. Hopefully, we'll have it solved. Yeah, I won't obviously know till we drive it. But judging on what it was and what it is now, I think it's hopefully better. And man, do I have these jets dialed. Well, idle jets anyway. They are very, very picky. What I mean by that is they're exactly where they want to live. If you twist them too much either direction, you cut the cylinder out. So they're definitely not too fat and they're not too lean. They're right where they want to be. The engine is very, very picky. But I don't care. Join me in the morning, hopefully in the car, unless somehow I manage to make a development happen, but then on putting a valve cover gasket on. I'll check the valves. I'll check that side. They didn't sound ticky. You probably may have heard it in the mic. I know the muffler's right there. But the engine sounds healthy. It's not chattering like crazy. And like I said, probably maybe has like 300 miles on it. Together from the first build to now. Maybe more. But we're still good. I'm not worried about it. Oil looked good. I think we changed the oil anyway. I think I changed the oil anyway on this thing. It was clean. It's still, not that you can tell, but it's still clean. I'm not going to just randomly change oil. Or 710 if you put the cap on backwards. But, all right, done rambling. Join me for the next scene, hopefully in the car. Like I said, hopefully I don't manage to get developments happen. Let me turn that off. Developments happen between now and then. But it's me, and somehow I'll manage to try to find a way. Well, good afternoon, actually. Move you a little bit. Getting a little later start than I was expecting due to the fact that, well, I got 18 holes of golf in this morning, so that went well. Not really. It happened, though. But back to what I'm supposed to be doing, car stuff. Yeah, let's see what happens. I glued that, well, not glued, but glued valve cover gasket. Hopefully that stops leaking, and whatever oil leak is over there stops. Because I'm thinking it was shooting out the top of that gasket. It was broke at the very top. So, fingers crossed that that's fixed. Anyway, let's get this thing fired up, warmed up, and let me move my garbage. And then we'll just take it for I'm not going to say a quick rip, but a good enough rip to get this thing, you know, up to temperature and hopefully not have any issues. Because like I said, the last time he said he drove it, it started acting up as soon as he said, like as soon as he left his house. Like it was not happy. And I'm thinking it was the electronic ignition breaking down because the carbs, I'm pretty sure I put them back to where they were. Because I raised them and then I had to keep lower. Anyway, let's see how it starts this morning. Key on. All right, let me let this thing warm up some and then join me on the road. Like I said, I just got to move some things. All right, there we go. Made me a little nervous. Join me on the road. All right, guys, let me apologize now if you got any wind noise. Just due to the fact it is warm. Don't have to 2-foot it. He said he was having to 2-foot it, so we're immediately okay. It sounds good. It's idling okay. No weird pops or hiccups or anything like that so far. Second gear's still weird in this car. You're going to use your blinker. You're going to turn. You're going to do something. This is a fun little engine. Still idling good. Doesn't seem like it raised idle or lowered idle or, you know, pit firing weird or anything like that. Ooh, is he going to clear? Yes, barely. Chrysler 300 had some nice rims on it, trying to make it turn into a driveway. Came really close to hitting his curb. But anyway, engine's still good. It's still cold. I mean, we let it warm up, but I mean, we didn't like, you know, let it warm up 3,000 degrees. It's nice to know also I have the comfort of the engine being able to move me better than a you know, normal 1600. More confidence in, say, splitting lanes or, you know, doing aggressive maneuvers. I mean, that's one of the biggest downfalls to having, you know, 40 horsepower is you have 40 horsepower. That's fourth. Second gear, man. She'll pull third. Yeah, it's like a weird. So weird. It's like it does not, like, there, I think we're in. Yeah. Yeah, it just wasn't having it. He says it pops out of fourth. I don't live in fourth gear that much with these cars. I've never had this car pop out of fourth. I've always had a problem with second. And I don't know if the hockey stick's bent, because it doesn't feel coupling related. I mean, it might be, but something's just not happy. Because I get positive engagement, you know, clicks in all the other gears, including fourth. Yeah, right there. Nope, there's... What is going on with fourth gear? Or second? Third, fourth. Yeah, that's... I'm in gear, but it's neutral. What the hell? That's third. At least the engine can pull third. But it's not convenient when I need second. It's like binding. First, second. First, second. Second. Yeah, that's second gear. And now no second. What the hell? I have no idea what's going on with it. No idea. First, second, first, yeah, no second. It was working, now it's not. I'll check the linkage, but it right, like there, that's second. I think the synchros are shot. Because, yeah, that's positive second. I think his trans is kaput, to be honest with you. So we use the top half. And I know if you watched the last video, I complained about second gear being weird. And well, that hasn't changed. It's really a gear you want to have. Especially in the city. Yeah, it's like nothing. Now it's in. Yeah, now it's in. Yep. And the throw is correct. Like shifter throw. There it went. I spun the shifter around. Shouldn't make a difference. Float the gears, so it's working. I don't know if you heard the gear change, that was clutchless. Upshifting's easy. I don't like doing downshifts on clients' cars. All right, I think I figured second out a bit, maybe. If you double clutch, you can get it. Thing is, I would say it's the clutch, but yeah. Jesus. Still trying to figure second out. I think it went in. Panic driving's not good for me. as far as trying to figure it out. Up to the stop. It clicked in that time. Like, what the hell is going on with this thing? If you're easy with it, she'll go in. I'm just driving around like a hoonigan right now because that. Also, engine. Alright, over the tracks. Float the gear. Oh, jeez. It's in. Where are you going? He might have a different finesse than me. You know, because obviously it's his car. And I know I've complained about it before. I felt it slot. Yeah, he might just have a different, clutch finesse than I do. It's one of those things, you live with it long enough, you start to figure out the nuances, obviously, of your car. Yeah, like, there, now it's in. I don't need it, but... I love when people cut you off and then proceed to not, you know, accelerate. Not that it matters because I'm going over tracks. I have to... I have no idea. I would say no. I think it's the shifter, to be honest. I think it might be worn. Because it has a weird... it's clunky. Went in that time. I mean, I don't know how long we've been driving, but we've been driving. And it feels fine. I haven't been worried once, other than this stupid thing. Because yeah, positive engagement. I have no idea what's going on with this. I think he needs, I'm thinking he just needs a whole shifter like rebuild. If you drive like a normal human person, it seems okay with the upshifts. But on the flip side, A, I am not a normal human person. Like that went in. B, I don't have a B. I'm just not a human person. I want obviously the car to perform the way the car should perform. So I'll just do first, third. we're good, other than this stupid second gear. Yeah, second's not conducive to engine braking or panicking or being second. But yeah, I got some miles on this thing. I know it's warm. Hopefully that thing stopped leaking, and because I haven't seen smoke or anything, so we're good. But join me in VidCam. Call him up, tell him to get this car. And we're back. Freaking second. It's fine now. Yeah, I think, and like I said, she's running good. Scooch forward a bit. Yeah, I think we have some engine, transmission goofery going on. Wow. It's warm. Has a little bit of a high idle once it gets hot. Let them drive it. See, we're going in the summer. I think I said this before, I'd rather have a little bit of a higher idle. It's not through the roof, so I don't care. I'd rather have a little bit higher idle than a lower idle, just for cooling. It's a trade-off. All right. Ooh. Want a little gas. Other than that, it's fine. Sounds like timing's just a scotch off for the hot start. But it's not off enough to where you can't overcome it with the gas pedal. Sounds like it might be a little bit too, if it's hitting a little bit too on the retarded side. Try that again. That was all right. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let me check for leaks and close this one out. But yeah, car drove. Definitely got some miles on it this time. I mean, I put miles on it last time, but no stumbles, no backfires, no pops, no anything. No, I didn't take it. I was going to take it on the interstate, but it is a complete mess right now. They have, if you're from Louisville, they have 65 shut down. So just getting anywhere right now, especially this time of day, we got a bunch of traffic. While I don't mind sitting in surface street traffic because you can explain it because of traffic lights and stop signs and so on and so forth, I do not want to sit in highway traffic because the point of me going on the highway would be to open this thing up, and I do not think I will have a good enough run to utilize it for what I needed to do. With that said, let me close this one out. Join me on VidCam. I think we're good. I'll call him, say, hey, your car's done. Come grab it. I think he's doing a trade-off, but I think we're going to have to hold off on this trade-off because, well, I can't remember what the car needs. He said he blew a tire and it's weird. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'll see. I got to squeeze that guy in and out. I don't know if he's in the camera, that Gia. I could probably squeeze him in next weekend. Not a big deal. Anyway, he'll have a car for this week, is what I'm getting at. Because the other one, I know he's driving it, but I think it's funky. It's his 50, whatever. It's his other Beetle. I'm rambling. Join me in a VidCam. All right, guys, closing out the video on a Squareback. Engine, perfect. Or, as perfect as I say it can be. Extended test drive more than I normally do on the cars, just because I wanted to make sure it got hot. It's, I don't know, what, in 80, 85 currently, so we definitely have temperature. Car definitely came into temperature. Got off the phone with the owner. He is going to pick up the car. And I did tell him that I genuinely forgot that I was on an engine test drive and not a transmission drive, because most of this drive is probably me complaining about the lack of second gear. And good news is he still hasn't figured it out. First, second, it's there. And then the downshift's weird. He's on board, so he's aware. He was aware the last time. I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, engine, like I said, it was solid enough for me to forget what the hell I was doing. No backfires, no anything. Didn't feel like it missed a beat. No surging. The hot start, I might be a little bit too conservative on the timing, but It's fine. Push foot to the floor and fire it up. Not a big deal, and it will recover if you just hold the key just a little longer. It wasn't a quick bump. Cold start's fine. It's not going to leave you stranded. You can run into the store for 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, come back out and the car's going to start. You're not going to have to be like, oh, hopefully I'm going to be here till it cools off, till it might start up again. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Hopefully he's happy with it. And like I said, he's probably going to do an exchange with the car. I don't know if he's doing it today, but he will. I can fit him in if he is. I'm just rambling and trying to figure out anything because this feels like a really long, short video for all that I did with the diagnosing. But anyway, if you like this video, however it came out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you guys on the next one. We might be working on this. Probably working on this. I don't want to work on this. It has a bunch of wiring I need to do. Join me on the next one.